Stephen Street, who did a lot of the Smith sound, Stephen Street, and who produced 2 of my albums, he first contacted me. That was the initial contact. That was in September, October '87. I was intrigued. Stephen kind of gave a vague explanation that there was a Morrissey Morrissey was going to have a solo career and he was doing a solo album, and would I be involved in it? I said yeah, and so he then invited me to meet with himself and Morrissey and Stuart James, who was someone that Morrissey and I had in common, was because he did their sound, Smith sound, and my sound. Stuart James took me to a hotel in London, and that was, as I say, that's like September '87, October '87. Stuart James drove me there, as I say, and Stephen Street and Morrissey were ensconced in a hotel room, and they played me 3 to 4 demos that Stephen Street had done for Morrissey to put vocals to, and asked if I would play them. And I kind of said, well, I was kind of quite shocked because the demos were just so appalling. They were just so, they were just crass. I mean, really, like folk, 3 chords all the way through. So that kind of dismayed me a bit. That was my initial feeling, and also I could sense Morrissey's great unease. He was very uneasy once the demos began to play. I was very dismayed when I heard the demos and very disappointed. But I liked Stephen Street. I'd worked with him on 2 albums previously, 2 Durutti Column albums. So I was kind of a bit thrown, but I suggested that, well, I did want to work on this project, but the basis had to be that I had to be able to be in charge of the music, basically. We should jettison those demos because they were a joke. They were really awful. Morrissey knew they were, and everyone, I mean, we all knew they were. So, but it was difficult because Stephen Street was kind of Morrissey's he's like a very close friend by that point, and someone that Morrissey trusted, which is something that he doesn't normally do. So Stephen Street was very paranoid that I was trying to take over as the writer. So in order to allay his fears, I said, which was a mistake, I now realise, but I actually said, well, I don't want any of the writing credits. I just want to do the music, nothing changes, just let me do the music. And so it was agreed. Well, I just went away and didn't think about it very much. I was quite confident, because when I do my own albums, very often if I put in the studio, then I go in with nothing and I just do I did an album in 12 hours from writing it, recording it, and mixing it in Portugal. So I was kind of quite used to doing things like just kind of out of thin air anyway, and so. I thought that should be the way to approach it, rather than try and have any preconceived ideas, because I didn't know the other musicians who would be involved, so I just went away and forgot about it.